I think one of the things, the reason that causes us to enroll in this program, because we are really seeking to find some kind of a method to help us to do mentoring in the church. And so how this has benefited us is that I think first of all, it helps us to have a better understanding of the similarities and differences between coaching, mentoring, and discipleship. And one of the very important takeaway in this course is that sometimes we can define a word so much, but the important thing is this thing where we can combine all the three in order to just help someone to become more and more like Jesus, regardless of how we understand whether it's coaching or mentoring or discipleship. And I benefited from the discussion or the illustration, the biblical illustration of how mentoring took place, particularly the story between Paul and Barnabas. Another thing that was very important was this leadership emergent theory, where it talks about how God is interested in developing our unique leadership within us, starting from sovereign foundations all the way to afterglow. I think not just I benefited, but many of the brothers and sisters from our church began to explore and trying to identify which stage they were at and what are some of the things that they need to learn at that particular point. We will never stop learning. The other thing that was really beneficial for us was the consideration of the younger generation, the millennials in particular, because I guess if we want to build the church and take it into the future, then we really have to raise up the younger generation. And so learning the characteristics of this present generation and how they're different and how they learn, how they interact, how they listen, that was really beneficial. And that is the thing that causes us to start to think how, if we want to implement a mentoring program for this age group of people, especially with this age group, they're at a time when they're facing many transitions in life, and they need to be, they want to be guided, but who is going to be there and how do we interact with them? And so I think that is a very insightful session. And especially when we have the Chick-fil-A people to come in and talk to us about some of their experiences. Now they are handling a lot of these young people. So listening to them, their experience and how they go about doing it, it's also helpful. And I think just last Wednesday, we talk about the models of mentoring and this grow model. And my takeaway for this particular thing is that with the goal, reality, options, and real, the approach is a bit different. The approach, I've seen a number of models, and like what you mentioned, they are basically quite similar. But the thing that struck me was that very often in Christian teaching, our approach is, I want to teach you, and I have this program. This is my syllabus. I want to teach you this. But I think in mentoring, using some kind of a like the grow model, the tables are turned in the sense of we are approaching the person and we are saying, what do you want to learn? What area of life you want to grow or you want to improve? And so I was just thinking through this morning while I was doing my morning exercise, and I came to this to make up this sentence. You cannot teach a person if the person does not want to learn. You can only teach a person what the person wants to learn. And so I feel that this mentoring thing and having a model like this is very important. The other thing that I benefited from was the way the whole program was delivered, the variety that is involved. There's teaching, which is, I think I mentioned earlier on, it's simple, it's clear, but it is also practical with good examples. Some of my guys and people, they really like the group discussion because that is a break away and where they can reflect and also be involved and participate in the discussion. Then we have also video interviews from different people, relevant people sharing with us their experiences. And and I feel that one other important aspect is the supplementary materials, the articles, the books that were given to us. And that is also helpful to understand more and go deeper into what has been taught. Yeah. And and the other thing that I like is the support, the support, because I noticed that you will always tell us that, okay, when we are meeting, and then sometime before we meet, you will remind us, and then the day itself or the night before that, you remind us. So there's about, I counted something like 3 reminders for each session, uh, which is something that normally I don't do. Keeps us all alert and know that something is happening, and I feel that it is you're always asking for feedback, so that we can tweak the program to suit the people. And this is very learner oriented. See what can we do in order to help the person.